Okay, so let's go to Katie Porter, and we're going to go over a bunch of different clips from the debates, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents. And I'm realizing that, like, I watched some of this debate live, and there wasn't a lot of people streaming it live, and I don't have TV, so I just was at the mercy of whoever was streaming it live, giving their commentary. And I was watching this dude that was like a leftist commentary guy. He was younger black kid, and when they started talking about the high-speed rail stuff, he was like, man, I can't believe this. Who wouldn't want a high-speed rail? This is insane. Who wouldn't want a high-speed rail? And that's the angle that he's coming at the people that want the high-speed rail funding shut down. And that's not the reason. Most people in California, if we had a California high-speed rail that went from San Francisco to Los Angeles, it cost $11 billion to build, and it was done in 2020, like it was sold to us, I think most of us would be stoked with it. That's great. We've got a high-speed rail from San Francisco to LA. It's done. It's been in service for 6 years now. That's how long ago this thing was supposed to be done. The whole stretch. Instead, at the cost of, I think it'll be around $40 billion by the time it's done in like 2035. It'll be a stretch between Merced and Bakersfield, where no one wants to go. And it's going to cost 3 times the amount that they promised it would. It's going to be 15 years over deadline. And I will be shocked if we ever get a California high-speed rail from San Francisco to LA, just because we're incapable of building things in California. And we didn't let the private market do this thing. They hadn't even secured like land right-of-ways before they started this project. So the whole thing's a nightmare. So like, I always think that people have like thought the perspective through that I'm coming from. And like, maybe I think it's kind of like when I know something and then like somebody else doesn't know something, I just like assume everybody knows what I know because I'm dumb. I'm not like that highly intelligent or like super informed or anything like that. So I just assume people know what I know. And I find out people like aren't like, they're not familiar with like a libertarian free market sort of perspective on things. And I need to keep that into consideration before I just start ripping people apart and calling them retards for not, thinking the way I do. So I'm going to try and take that approach tonight. If there's any Democrats watching, I'm going to be nice, but I'm going to tell you why I feel the way I do about illegal immigration, funding for healthcare for illegal immigrants, ballot harvesting, voter ID, multiple weeks to count the votes, all these different things, all these different California policies, crime, homelessness, homeless industrial complex, sanitariums, sanctuary state policies, all these things. I think there needs to be a broader conversation on all of these topics, and Democrats need to actually have a open conversation with conservatives and libertarians because shit's out of control in California. And I think a lot of even Democrats and moderate Democrats and independents are sort of looking for answers. And anyway, that's enough of rambling for me. Let's listen to Katie Porter. This is a quick 34-second clip of her. I pulled these all up. I put them in order. I don't even know what she's talking about here. Let's listen. Oh, should probably share that tab instead.
I can't believe that on a stage with 30 minutes of interrupting and bickering and name calling and shouting and disrespect for every—
Look at the smirk on Steve's face when she's talking about that. That's perfect. That's the look at that was the perfect freeze frame. Look at Katie Porter's Karen face, her pussy cow face, and then you got Steve Hilton over here just smirking at her like you're fucking retarded. And that's just a perfect freeze frame right there.
Everyone up here who's stepping into public service, that anyone wants to talk about my temperament.
You were actually interrupting them too. I don't know why you want to act like you weren't.
Oh, cowboy
Steve and I sat here smiling.
So right there, she talks about how it's so bad that everybody's calling each other names and cutting each other off. And Chad Bianco lets her finish and says, you were actually cutting people off too. And then she goes, cowboy up cupcake. Like That's the exact same thing that you're ripping all them for right now. And she interrupted him to do it. Katie Porter's a freaking walking disaster.
At each other because we're just watching you all prove to everyone why they can't vote for a Democrat.
Exactly.
I can't.
And so it was actually kind of interesting. You saw Steve and Chad pretty, like, obviously they're going to be pretty aligned policy wise, but they were very civil to each other is one thing that I noticed. And I mean, that's probably a good thing. You guys know, well, most of you guys know my opinions on Chad Bianco. I'm not the hugest fan for what he did to Vem Miller. If you're not familiar with that story, you can go back and watch my interview with Vem Miller. That to me is disqualifying, but you know, I would much rather see Chad Bianco in there than Katie Porter. So I'll leave that there. Let's go over to this other clip from Katie Porter where she says some other mindless nonsense.
Go ahead.
It's the job of the California governor to protect every single Californian. The sanctuary state policy is designed to make sure that our state resources.
Those aren't Californians. So, like, right off the bat, the sanctuary. It's her job as the governor to protect all Californians. And then she talks about how sanctuary state policies are necessary. Those aren't Californians. And in fact, you're stealing from Californians in order to fund sanctuary state policies. And why does she always have this tone and this look on her face like she's lecturing everybody from some freaking, I don't know, high place? She's horrible. Katie Porter is awful.
The taxpayer dollars, the public servants that we have are focusing on doing their jobs, which is not cooperating with the federal immigration authorities. These are Californians. They contribute to our economy. They pay taxes, and they're one of the only ways that our state has been growing in recent years.
They are not Californians. And the reason, and on top of that, she points out that, yes, middle-class Californians that can no longer make it here are fleeing by the hundreds, the thousands, the tens of thousands. And sanctuary state policies are encouraging people to illegally come here. And this is your argument to keep funding these programs, that you're displacing middle-class Californians that are born and raised here and essentially replacing them with illegal immigrants so you can give them free health care? You're out of your fucking mind, Katie Porter.
Go ahead.
I can't stand this bitch. Oh, this is going to be so triggering. This whole episode is going to be so triggering to me. All right, let's watch another clip. I don't know if this is Katie Porter. It's probably some other insane California Democrat that's going to make me lose my shit. Okay, we'll keep going.
Mr. Hilton, go ahead.
It's not Donald Trump who's given us gas prices $2 higher than the rest of the country. It's Democrat policies, which Antonia and all the Democrats here support. It's not Donald Trump that's given us the highest housing costs in the country. It's Democrat policies that all these Democrats support. Donald Trump is the president in all the other states of America where the cost of living is way lower than in California. Obviously, it is way past time for change in California, and endlessly going on about Donald Trump doesn't serve the needs of the struggling families and small businesses.
Can you say whether or
not?
So this is one of like the most frustrating things that's going on right now with California gas prices specifically. Obviously, prices nationwide have gone up, prices worldwide have gone up ever since the start of the Iran war. That's obvious. So yes, Donald Trump has made gas prices more expensive everywhere. The problem is everybody already knows that California has higher gas prices than the rest of the country by $1.50 to $2 a gallon, depending on which state you're comparing it to. And those are specifically because the special blends that are here, the extra taxes and regulations on actual refineries, the per gallon gas tax at the pump, and the fact that refineries are shutting down because they can no longer make it here. California gas was already expensive, more expensive than the rest of the country before this war started. And this war made it even more expensive in California and the rest of the country. The freaking most annoying thing about this is if you point out that Donald Trump has made gas prices more expensive, you get attacked by a bunch of magatards. If you point out that California gas prices are insanely expensive compared to the rest of the nation, you get attacked by a bunch of libtards. And there's no nuance whatsoever. You can't say that, yes, California gas prices were already high and this war in Iran made them higher. Like, nobody seems to have that point of view. And I don't understand why. It's so obvious. It's completely obvious, but you get attacked from both sides if you say that, yeah, Trump and Gavin are both fucking us at the gas pump. This episode's good. A good thing I'm not monetized, because this episode would get demonetized if I was, for all the cursing and the retard drops. Okay, let's keep going. More triggering bullshit. This one is Antonio Villagorosa. Okay, let's see what he has to say. Oh, I should share. Here we go. All right, Antonio.
Do you want to
If an
respond?
undocumented worker killed somebody, he should go to jail. He should be prosecuted.
It's too late, don't you think?
Perfect response. If people always want to say that, oh, undocumented people, illegal immigrants, commit crime at a lower rate than citizens do. Okay, that's fine. If they weren't here, that crime would have never been committed, and they're not supposed to be here. It's that simple. And there's a bunch of open borders libertarians who I'm constantly feuding with. And first of all, California is a welfare state. If you have a huge welfare safety net, like if you want to have the open borders conversation, there are some arguments for it, which I don't agree with, but there's actually some arguments for open borders. But those arguments are all null and void when you have a welfare state. If you had Ancapistan, where everything is free market, police are privatized, there's literally little to no government, then there's an argument that can be made for allowing people's free movement across non-existing borders. But then you don't have a nation. You don't have states. You don't have any of that. So I am not an open borders libertarian, but Chad Bianco's response is perfect there. That, of course, an illegal immigrant should go to jail if he committed a murder. He shouldn't have been here to commit that murder. That's it.
How about the 3 DUIs
You wanna let
before
me
that?
finish?
No,
Or do you want to be the bully that you always are?
No,
You know, you're an oath keeper. We all know that.
and I'm very proud of it.
No, well, you should.
I'm very proud of
Well, I'm
it. And
sorry.
guess what? You're
I'm
going to
sorry.
swear an oath, and you swore an oath. You should know what you were
Well,
swearing
I'm
and be
sorry.
proud of defending
I
it.
don't think an oath keeper is qualified to be governor.
I don't think
of
you know what
California.
an oath
But
keeper is.
let me answer the question. I said, if an undocumented person committed murder, they should be held accountable. They should go to jail. And you keep on saying that sanctuary prevents violent criminals from
No,
being
I didn't.
turned over.
I said it prevents
In fact,
criminals.
as I said earlier,
I said it prevents criminals. Don't
No,
lie for
in
me.
fact, as I said earlier, thousands have been turned over since 2019.
Obviously,
Yeah, but not enough. So it is illegal if you arrest somebody that's here illegally on like a minor crime. I mean, even like DUI, it's illegal for local jurisdictions to call up ICE and say, hey, we got someone here illegally. It's illegal for them to do that. They cooperate with ICE when it's like murders and grapes and that type of thing. But that's it. And they don't really cooperate with ICE. And then you've got all these radical sheriffs in certain counties that are super anti-ICE. And yes, so illegal immigrants get arrested for crimes and then they just get let right go. And judges always seem to be more lenient on them than they are on actual citizens.
not
but
enough.
Steve Hilton, let me be clear. You know, I know you're recently arrived to California, but if you've read the Bay Area Institute, the UC Merced study, immigrants, if
Thank
we
you,
took
Mr.
them all out, including the undocumented, it would be a
Nobody says anything about removing immigrants. One of the things that does make America great, and I get attacked, but like people on the right don't agree with me on this stance, is legal immigration. When you have a system that draws the best of the best from all over the world to our nation, when you have a system that incentivizes people to come here that are smart and capable because they want more opportunity than the place that they currently live, and they go through the long, arduous process of becoming a citizen, and they become proud Americans that want to contribute to society, that's a good system. Immigration in that regard is a good thing. But that's not what we're talking about here. Nobody wants to deport freaking Poppy that came here and started a small gardening business, and it blew up into this giant landscaping company where now he employs tons of people legally Like nobody wants to do that. People love that somebody has come here and contributed to society. They don't commit crime. They're proud to be an American, and they contribute to the economy. Nobody wants to get rid of legal citizens that did it the right way. And that's the conflation that they do. That's the stupid Democrat trick.
$274
Thank you,
billion
Mr. Mayor.
hit to the
Sheriff
California
Bianco,
economy.
just to follow up on what you were just saying there, and you said you're a proud oath keeper. Are you referring to the group?
I've sworn an oath 3 times to
Or you're
defend my
referring to taking
Constitution.
an oath and as
Yes,
your
and
job?
everybody that wants to, like, again, lie and emotionally get all spun up about the Oath Keeper organization, I just would, before you do that, and I know none of you have, I want you to go read the mission statement of the Oath Keeper mission statement and the
I saw them on
ACLU.
CNN attacking the Capitol.
And the ACLU. I saw a politician molesting kids. Does that mean you molest kids?
What?
Exactly. Don't pull those stupid statements out and
sir,
expect to not
Sir,
be
you're
called
an oath
out.
But
keeper.
Sheriff Bianco,
You
just
have
to be
no
clear,
reason to.
There is
You're not
absolutely.
qualified
I
to
just
be
wanna
governor of
clarify.
California.
I am extremely proud of swearing an oath to defend my Constitution against politicians like this.
And do you still consider yourself a member of that group, to be clear?
No.
Okay, thank you, Sheriff Bianco.
Oh, he kind of pussied out at the last minute there. I actually kind of liked this side of Bianco in this debate. He sort of pulled his balls out and put them right on the table for everybody in this debate, and it was sort of encouraging to see. But then right at the end there, I'm like, he like almost denounces the Oath Keepers organization. I saw them attack the Capitol. I saw feds in the crowd at the Capitol, and I saw pipe bombs planted allegedly by Capitol police officers. But that's a story for another time. All right, let's keep going here. I got quite a few more clips to go through. Geez, we're already 20 minutes in. I'm only planning on going an hour tonight. So, okay, one more clip. Here's Bianco. This is only a 16-second one. Hopefully I don't draw it out into a 5-minute segment. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is Katie Porter again.
Congresswoman Porter, your thoughts on the idea of funding healthcare for undocumented immigrants statewide?
Yes.
Yes, and
And that's, by the way, what I think Californians deserve as answers to these questions, Alex.
and for critics who say that we can't afford it, what do you?
I wanted to hear her follow up there because we can't afford it. And this is something that Californians don't seem to understand as well, that like when the federal government wants to fund a foreign war or fund a foreign nation that lobbies our government to do things on their behalf, and I'm not saying this is a good thing, but they have a money printer. They have the Federal Reserve and they can just create money out of thin air. California doesn't have that. Everything that's a state policy, like health insurance for illegal immigrants, that all comes directly out of the pockets of Californians. When I say Californians, I say people that are citizens of this country that live in California. I'm not talking about anything else. Oh, this is going to be so triggering, you guys. We're going to keep going. This was a Steve Hilton clip. Let's see what he says here.
So, Caitlin and Alex, it's interesting. We've already seen a couple of things that we'll probably see a lot of in this debate, which is the Democrats who are here who've been responsible for 16 years of one-party rule for everything that we see in California, won't take responsibility, and all they can talk about is Trump. Look, I was asked how I'm preparing for this debate the other day, and my answer was the meetings, the thousands of people that have come to our events the last year in California. I've traveled to every part of the state. I've seen the struggle and the stories, and that is my struggle and my stories. My parents were immigrants. The California dream is my dream, and I want
you,
that
Mr.
for
Hilton.
every single one of you watching out there.
And Mr.
We
Hilton,
can get it back.
You heard Mayor Mahan invoke MAGA values in his answer there. There are more than 2/3 of registered voters in this state who disapprove of President Trump's job performance. Why should voters who are unhappy with the performance of the president vote for the candidate that he's endorsed in this race?
So they should vote for the candidate who's got a concrete plan to make our state Cal-affordable. $3 gas, cut your electric bills in half, your first $100,000 tax-free, a home you can afford to buy. It's common sense, practical things. Most of my career has been in business. I know how to get things done, and we need to change. We need some fresh thinking after 16 years of one-party rule from these Democrats that have given us the highest poverty rate, as you mentioned, the highest unemployment rate, and the highest cost of living in the country.
Solid answers there. Northside over on Rumble. Nice to see you. Pete Grabber over on X. Good to see you. Okay, you guys, everybody that's watching right now, apparently somebody thumbs this down. Some thumbs the episode down. Probably because of my opinions on illegal immigration and sanctuary state policies. If you could all do me a favor, whatever platform you're watching on, go and hit that like button for me. It'd be huge. It'd be a huge help. If everybody that watched the episode, I get like maybe 5% of the people that watch the episode that actually give it a thumbs down too. If you're watching and you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. But if you go and you just hit that button, it would be a huge help and it'll help the channel. So I appreciate it. Comments help too. Comments greatly help the algorithm if you want to contribute to the show.